Hey guys, so back in November last year, November 2021, I shared with you approximately 8 or 9 goals that I wanted to accomplish in the year 2022. We are almost halfway through the year. Next week, Friday is the 1st of July. So I figured why not share with you how I am doing so far with my goals that I set way back when, and just have a nice chat on how everything is going, if there are any changes that I'm going to make to my goals and stuff like that. I have my trusted notepad here with me, which has everything, and I mean literally everything in terms of my goals. I look at this every single day, and at the front of it I actually have my little vision board, which I'll put a screenshot of that in this video. But I love this notebook. I treat it almost like a journal because I literally write everything down, but think of it as a journal for money because everything here is financially related that I have in this book. So I want to go through the goals that I'd set in 2021 for 2022, how I'm doing with those goals, and then what my plans are for the rest of 2022, God willing. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving, and investing. If these topics are of interest to you, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So I'm gonna go to today's page where I have written down a recap of all of my goals, and I've broken them down into 4 sections. When I initially shared them with you back in November last year, I only shared 3 sections, and I also talked about some goals that I had kept as private goals because those are the goals that for me personally I was moving in silence on, but they were goals that I'd written down and I knew I was going to share them at some point. I just didn't know when that was going to be. So let us begin with financial goals, because this is a personal finance channel. The first one is my saving goal. I had a goal to save another £10,000. So if you've been watching my channel since I started back March, April last year, I had said that I wanted to save £10,000 for my emergency fund. I was able to accomplish that in 6 months, and that goal was achieved in October of 2021. That made me really happy and made me realize actually if I was to direct my money accordingly, I could save another £10,000 in 6 months or less. And I have proven that to myself again. I was able to save £10,000 by April, so which is super duper great. So goal number 1 has been achieved. The next set in financial goals was investment goals, and I had set about 4 investment goals. The first one was to increase to 20% of my net income. I wanted to be investing 20% of my net income every single month and across the year, and I've been able to do that through salary sacrifice. So I was able to achieve this goal as well in April. Then I said to myself that I would like to invest at least £2,000 in crypto. This has not happened yet. This is a goal that I want to focus on in the second half of the year, but if I have other financial priorities to work on, this I can skip because, to be honest, it's not really a priority of mine to be invested in crypto. If I have £2,000 to spare, I would rather send that towards my ISA, that so that I can max out my tax-free allowance of 20k. So that is what I would do. So this is not really a top priority, but it's something that I do want to have about £2,000 invested and then just leave it alone for a bit. Then the third investment goal was to reach 50k in investments, and I was able to achieve that this month, the month of June. Actually, on the 1st of June, I achieved that, and I'm actually over £51,000 in investments. But at the time of filming this video, my stocks and shares, everything that I invest in, has taken a tank and has dipped to, and like I am now back at 46,000, which is actually quite depressing because that is like over 3,000, almost 4,000 pounds that I'm down by in all of my investments. But again, you know, this is the stock market, it plays up, so I'm not too concerned. But I did achieve it on the first and then it tanked, so I'm still gonna count this as achieved, to be honest. And yeah, there's no two ways about it. I'm ticking this one off. Then the fourth investment goal that I had was to purchase my second investment property. This was one of the goals that I had chosen to work in silence on until everything was finalized, blah blah blah. So yes, this one was achieved. So I actually had the offer accepted back in March. I started searching for investment properties December, January I found a couple, made an offer, but I lost out to either first time buyers or cash buyers, which was quite depressing. And I found one that I was like, yes, this is for me. I know it's an investment property, but for me, when I'm looking at the investment properties, I'm just like, would I live in here myself? Like, is it a place where I would live? And all of the ones that I look at, even the one I made an offer on that got accepted in March, is a place that I would live on. I never make an offer on a place that I personally don't think I would be able to live on, because I'm not the type of investor who is like, okay, I see the potential in this house and I could do some renovation. I know I'm not good at renovations and stuff like that, and I prefer to actually go for one which needs no work. Maybe like a coat of paint or what have you, and I can hire someone, or me and my friends can do it. But to be honest, I prefer a property that is ready to move in. And I know that is probably limiting myself, but for now, that is what my strategy is. So I was able to accomplish this goal as well. Now let's move over to travel goals. So for the travel goals, I literally set one big goal, and that was that I wanted to enjoy at least two-week vacations abroad. So pre-C word, I used to travel once a month abroad, and Europe, living in the UK and Europe just being a stone throw away, I would go on city breaks once a month, just explore. My goal was to explore all of the European capital cities and then start extending further out. And I have done that. I think I have 3 capital cities in Europe that I haven't yet done, and they're the Baltic ones. So I'm gonna finish that soon. But with this goal, I was like, okay, after I actually set this goal when I was on my vacation in the Maldives at that time, because I was like, I need this to be a consistent thing in my life. Because part of the reason why I'm working so hard to achieve financial freedom is so that I can be taking more than 2-week vacation. I would like to have lead a life whereby I take as many vacations as I want, but take a month off. Like the month of August is one where I don't actually travel. I try to stay at home because firstly, everybody with kids is traveling then. It's much more expensive, and sometimes the UK has good weather, so I just do it. I travel within the UK, but it's a month where I would like to completely be off the grid and do just the things that I love, and travel being one of them. So that is for the future, but for now we're sticking to two-week vacations. I have done one of them already back in April into May. I did that. I went to Zambia and I went to Malawi to see my family, and then I've got the second one coming up in September, so I'm super duper excited about that. But I should also add my privilege that even with these two-week vacations, I also have been doing quite a lot of traveling, which are not 2 weeks in length. Some of them have been 5 days, some of them have been 4 days, some of them have just been the weekend, which I'm super grateful for, and you know, I know I'm privileged in that way. So yeah, that is for my travel goals. Then if I move to my home goals, I had 2. One was to redo my kitchen. The second was to paint around the house. Now, with the kitchen, there's nothing wrong with my kitchen. I love my kitchen, and you know, a little bit here and there, there's a few things that I can get fixed, but I don't need a whole kitchen redo. It's just that I have a vision of the kitchen that I want, and this is what prompted me to be like, okay, let's redo the kitchen this year. But then when I look at my priorities, my financial priorities and things like that, the kitchen is not actually that much of a priority because it's super duper functional, it's beautiful, and everybody who comes to my home is always telling us that, you know, you guys don't need to change the kitchen. It's fine the way it is. But I'm just like, I'm the one who spends the majority of the time there, and I want to be living in my vision. But you know what? That's gonna happen soon, just not this year, at least not the first part of the year, and possibly not the second part of the year. But it's something that I want to get done. Then painting around the house. This is something I hope I'll be able to do this year, especially in the summer months. So Q3 is where I'm thinking I'll probably be able to do this. I haven't hired anybody, I haven't gotten any quotes or anything like that, and also I haven't decided the color, because as you can see behind me, my walls around my home are white, and I prefer it that way. I mean, some people think they're clinical because it's all white, but I actually prefer it this way. I like putting things on my white walls, and I like having white walls around my home. So that's just a personal preference, but I just haven't found this shade of white paint yet, but I'm working on that. So these two house home goals have not yet been accomplished, but the first one I've actually even cancelled it. I cancelled it back in March this year. I was like, no. I looked at the landscape of the rest of the year and what I wanted to accomplish, and I was like, you know what, it doesn't really make sense for me to be focusing on redoing my kitchen when there are other financial goals that I should be focusing on. So yeah. Then if I go to my fourth goals, which are lifestyle goals that I did not actually share but are part of my vision, which, like I said, I keep at the front of my notepad. So one of them was to read more books. So last year I started getting back into reading. When I was younger, I used to read a lot, like a lot. Then over the years, I don't know why I dropped the ball, but now I'm back to reading a lot, and 90% of my books are all financially related, which I love. So I want to do that. But for the second half of the year, I actually want to also read books that are not about investments or about money. I just want to read fiction, non-fiction, whatever, something else. That's what my goal is. Second goal, exercise often. Now this one I gotta laugh because I do exercise when I can, when I'm not traveling. And when I'm traveling, I actually go like on long walks. I do a lot of activities, but exercising probably in the way that I was thinking, I haven't been doing that. I used to go to a lot of classes pre-C word, and I love that. I am somebody who will go when there's like an instructor. I am not your self-motivated gym person, like I just turn up and I go do a couple workouts and I come. No, whatever I can do in the gym, I can do at home. That's my philosophy. So if I'm like, okay, and I'm not one to be using all these equipments or whatever, I've got a couple of weights in my house and I've got a Peloton bike. So if I wanted to do home workouts and just go to the gym to do those, I won't do it. I will do it at home. But of late, I've been going at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'll go into the gym, do the staircase thing, do the running on the treadmill. I literally forgot the name of the treadmill. Running on the treadmill for 20 minutes, then do core and then come back. That is just what I've been doing, like 20-30 minutes in the gym, which is not too far from my house, and I just come back. So I have been doing this, but I could do better. Then the final one was to drink more water. For those who know me in person know that me and water have got a thing where I just don't like drinking water. Like, I have to force myself. Flavored water I will drink, but like spring water, natural water, what have you, I just have a problem with it. I don't even know why. Maybe it's the UK water, because if I think about it, when I'm traveling, I do drink a lot of water. So yeah, but I have been forcing myself, literally. Every single day, I've got a gym bottle that I love. It's about 750 mils, and I drink 2 of those. And next week, as part of my weekly goals, I'm planning to start drinking 3 of those, because the weather in the UK has absolutely been incredible, and I've been getting a lot of headaches because I'm not drinking enough. So I've been forcing myself to drink a lot more water, and I'm going to continue. Drinking water is an actual chore for me, so I am actually putting it like part of my daily goal. Like every single day I should drink 2 to 3 bottles of water, and that does not include ice. I love ice. I love crunching on ice, and I know it's not great for my teeth or my, my enamel and stuff like that, but I love ice. So yes, I am super duper happy with the progress that I have made so far with my annual goals, and I'm looking forward to ticking off as many as I possibly can. I'm not looking to tick off everything. I'm looking to tick off as much as I possibly can do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.